Welcome in to the Casual Chaos Podcast, the sports wagering community. I'm your host, Jay Ashton. I'm joined tonight by Jeff. What's up, Jeff?
Not much, buddy. We're one man short here, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't even say how you doing, fellas, because we don't have Bubba tonight. So for those that are curious, Bubba's not with us tonight because he's literally under a mountain of paperwork. And, we're not going to help him out with that because we're not that type of team players. So we thought he would respect the pod and be on here tonight. But, you're stuck with a two-man game, and we're going to run the weave with producer Tyler throughout the show. So still going to have a good time tonight. Jeff, how was your day so far?
I can't complain, Ash. It's Thursday, so we're getting closer to the weekend, thank goodness. But how about yourself?
Yeah, great day. A lot going on. So super busy, running on adrenaline, and I'm going to try to be a professional, try not to crash during the pod. So
there you go.
Yeah. So we're coming, it's a Thursday. We did Tuesday last week, which was kind of nice because it was really fresh recap of the what went on gambling wise over the weekend and just experiences. So we spent another Sunday at Glory Days. So fantastic live show. Great group of people up there as always. Bucks were home, so we had a little more buzz than usual in there. So that's always a good thing. Unfortunately, we won't be there this Sunday. They didn't kick us out quite yet. It's just that we've got some scheduling conflicts across the board. This game was kind of circled as a question mark, so we're going to have to miss this one. So hope we don't let too many people down, but we'll be back the following Sunday on a normal schedule. So with that, where are we going? Are we going to talking tickets from here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Producer Tyler, what do we got?
All right, let's rip it. We got a winner right off the rip here. We got Nick, shortstop Nick. Nick got a W here. New on the Hard Rock app, I believe, is you can bet on these semi-prop bets kind of within college sports. At the beginning, I didn't think you could, but he had total passing touchdowns, the over 2.5 in the Oregon-Washington game. He had the over 2.5 in the LSU-Oklahoma game, over 2.5 in the Florida State-UF game, which was surprisingly high scoring. And then Alabama-Auburn over 2.5 touchdown passes. So between both teams, nice little $10 bet there that paid out $95. So a nice winner there for Nick.
Yeah,
it's killer odds, and it's the circumvention for the casinos. The big cry out was player prop shouldn't be a thing in college. So it's like anybody could throw a touchdown pass, right? Wink, wink.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing until about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and I was like, oh, I might start dabbling in it. And now that I know someone's pulling out dubs, I'm gonna have to jump in this weekend. Small slate, but I'll jump in.
We'll have to look at that Texas Tech game.
Yeah. We got another winner here from Nick. He jumped on over to the NFL side. He had Jacoby Brissett with a pick, and I know we had that on our live show as well. We were all on the Jacoby Brissett pick. Happened quick. He had Jacoby Brissett's longest pass completion under 34.5. I believe he had it only 21 yards was the longest there. And then he had over pass attempts for Jacoby Brissett at 36.5. I'm pretty sure Jacoby Brissett is crushing his over pass attempts, by the way. But another little $10 bet that paid out 65. Nick sent us a couple winners here, so I think Nick's getting a little hot here towards the middle to back half of the season here for college and NFL. So we love to see it. Keep sending them in.
Building a bankroll off of small wagers. I love it.
Yeah. They pay off. They all, as long as you get that green little ticker and they give you money, it's beneficial.
Yep.
Got Rain Man here. Rain Man got himself, believe a W. I got to check on Bijan. I'm not actually 100%. No, he did not.
Bijan scored.
Did he score?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember because I knew Algier scored.
Yep.
But W here for Rain Man, $100 bet, paid out $194. So nice little winner there. Bijan with a touchdown, and the Rams over team total of 27.5. I know Jay was on that same line. Was sweating that out a little bit. So nice one there for Rain Man. Rain Man jumped over to the night game, had Josh Allen to score a touchdown against Pitt, the Steelers. He had 500 bones on that one, so a little bit of a whale play there. Not a huge payout, but it's payout. Like I said, he got that $500 and $50 on top of it.
heck of a touchdown too that it was. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw, if you guys were still watching the game at that point, but yeah, it was a heck of a run by him.
Oh no, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get him at plus money to score a touchdown, you should
sure.
automatically do it.
Yeah, he's definitely in that category. Speaking of which, we had another guy jumping on the Josh Allen touchdown train. Here we had Ladd McConkey also to score a touchdown. He had the Chargers minus 9.5 and Jalen Warren to score a touchdown. I believe this was Johnny Hammer. Johnny Hammer back with us has been a couple weeks here, but a big payout here. $50 bet paid out $1,150, so $1,100 in winnings there for Johnny Hammer. Love to see the big W's there. Nice little 4-leg parlay.
We missed you, Johnny.
Yeah, congrats. That's a nice one.
Beautiful.
Johnny Hammer.
All winners this week. We're not even going to talk about losers because we're not going to lose again, boys.
Nope, not tonight anyway.
Yeah.
I might.
I
think so?
It's possible.
Saw Amon-Ra St. Brown warming up on Twitter, or X, excuse me. So that'll kill any Jameson Williams props if you got him if he starts jogging out there to play. I doubt it. But
I doubt it. Even if he can go, I don't know why they burn him tonight.
Decoy.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of got to win the game.
Yeah, they need to win.
They got to win.
No, I'm not saying it like that, but if he's truly hurt and you're going to try to rush him back, you can
correct.
Assuming you win tonight one way or the other, you put yourself that much farther behind the next 4 games.
Correct. Yeah. Definitely agree with that point.
Yeah. So before we get aggravated again, speaking of getting aggravated, let's talk some college football. I'm sure nobody has all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Last week was rivalry week, right? It was nothing really crazy. I mean, Texas with a big win against Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Alabama did what they had to do. Georgia just struggled with Tech, but got the victory, which is really all that matters. Miami with a nice win versus Pittsburgh, which they desperately needed.
Yep.
Ohio State finally takes care of Michigan. Yeah, other than that Texas win, I mean, there really weren't any upsets, right?
It was really that and Vanderbilt was technically an upset too. I mean, technically it was, right?
Yeah.
They were +3. So, I mean, there was a lot of chalk. There was a lot of chalk pushing. Or if you got it earlier in the week, you probably cashed it. Like both Bama and Illinois went off at 7 in most places. So if you locked it in at 5.5 to 6.5, you're pretty sweet. And then now we've got this championship madness in between the coaching carousel, in between the player movement that's already happening. We saw Virginia Tech go from 125th recruiting class up to top 30.
Yeah, they were like 22 or 23.
Yeah.
Like.
So 14 commits to Penn State flipped. So a lot to talk about. Wherever you want to start, Jeff.
Well, I guess let's just stick with the games for next week. I mean, this is championship week, right? So you got BYU, Texas Tech, you got Georgia, Alabama, you got Indiana, Ohio State. I mean, those are the big ones, and of course Duke, Virginia. Because if Duke somehow won that game, I mean, that could be a cluster F for the ACC, right? So that may be the catalyst that gets them to have no teams in the playoffs. And like Tyler said earlier, I mean, that would be they'd probably end up changing the rules again next year if something like that happened. So, I guess. Well, first, what do you think about the games? I mean, we've seen in this couple of years that this format's been around, that the losers in these games, if they were already in the top, let's say top 8 or 9, that they really are in no danger of getting knocked out. Last year, I think all the losers in these championship games, like the Power 4, they dropped only 1 or at the most 2 spots. So again, if you're like in the top 8 or 9, you're pretty safe as far as making the playoffs. But any thoughts on the games themselves this week?
No, only am I misremembering, or was last year they didn't weight the championship games as much, or they overweighted them?
They didn't weight them very much.
Right.
They say they don't. They say they're like they're kind of, they can only help you kind of thing.
Right.
But again, like Penn State got pounded by Ohio State last year, and they did drop a spot. They only 1 spot, but they did drop a spot. So, and that's relevant for the Alabama, Notre Dame, Miami sort of, they're in a death match, those three, as far as who might get the last spot, So if Alabama was to lose to Georgia, are they going to drop one spot? Because they jumped Notre Dame sort of inexplicably this week. I mean, nobody could really understand why that happened, but they jumped Notre Dame this week. Now, will they drop one spot behind them again? So there's a lot of nonsense going on as far as the last playoff spot.
I think if you're Bama, you don't want to lose for obvious reasons, but I think that puts too much pressure, and there's going to be too much noise to get another team in there against a 3-loss team, even though they lost in the championship game.
I mean, they would have 2 losses to Georgia, though, who are a top 4 team in the country.
They beat Georgia.
No, they beat Georgia.
Oh, they beat Georgia already. That's kind of helped. They did lose to Florida State.
Right. That's about that.
They
that
lost
was the
Oklahoma. That
there you go.
You take. That's not a bad loss. Getting your ass whooped by Florida State's a problem. So that's going to hurt them.
The 3 losses is a problem. Even though it's a championship game, it's still a 3rd loss. And if you're BYU, Texas Tech, you have to win to get in. The other team is most likely not, right? I mean, I think Tech had a really good year, but
I think Tech will stay in. I think that's the one that will fuck Notre Dame. If BYU can win that game, I think that would be the one that it could sway.
It would not Notre Dame or Miami. That would be the end of both those teams.
I think that's really what would probably help the committee if BYU won. If both those guys are in, we don't got to deal with this whole Miami Notre Dame bullshit. Obviously, they would rather Notre Dame just from a viewing standpoint and money standpoint, but you get both those teams in that have 1 loss, and it is what it is. But the Duke thing is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen there. You almost, if you're the ACC, do you tell Duke, hey, you need to throw this game? We need to have a team in the playoffs for real? You don't think they think about that?
No, I know. But good luck with that.
Hey, we got ACC refs in that game. Yeah, hey, we're gonna call this a certain type of way.
And that's a different point, and I can certainly see that happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to pay attention to. But I think it'll stay the same. If BYU doesn't win, I think everything just stays exactly where it's at.
Well, it'll be interesting because let's just say BYU loses and Alabama wins, right? Then that pretty much puts Notre Dame and Miami directly against each other for the last spot. And this is where everybody, all the quote unquote college playoff experts out there who track this stuff, they think if you finally have Notre Dame versus Miami just head to head, that's when Miami will jump them, because that's when them beating Notre Dame will finally mean something. If Alabama was to lose and then you have that 3-way, with Alabama, Notre Dame, and Miami, then that's where Miami could still get hurt, because when the 3 of them are being compared to each other, Miami might be the team that gets left out. So, it's a mess. It really is a mess. So
it's a fun mess, though. It's fun to. It's fun to see what these people squirm a little bit. I don't think anything's changing up there. Even if Indiana loses, I think it very well might be 1-2, unless they get absolutely fucking stomped and Georgia beats Alabama pretty good. It might be 2 and 3 flip. They're not dropping outside of the top 3.
They're those two. Ohio State and Indiana will be in the top 4 no matter what. So I mean, look, if the TV networks, which I guess is ESPN, right? If they have any sway, they want Notre Dame in the playoffs,
100%,
sure, over Miami.
And I think they're a good team. I think they're one of probably the 4 or 5 teams that could actually win it. So I want them in that too. To be fair, it'd be interesting if Alabama beats Georgia. Does Alabama jump in the top 4? Or do you have Oregon? Or does Oregon? Do you have 3 Big Ten teams in the?
Got to have a conference champion there, though.
Yeah, but 11.
I don't think
no,
so.
I mean
it's just ranks.
Bama's not going from 11 to 4. I don't think we've ever seen a jump like that. You know what I mean?
Well, they're 9.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think, right?
They're
9.
They're
so
9.
Right,
9 to 4.
That's still a huge jump. That's a huge jump.
I think Oregon would jump in there, so you would have 3 Big Ten teams in the top 4, and that's if you have Texas Tech win. If BYU wins, now you're okay. Now Georgia probably slides to 4. And Oregon moves to 3.
If the Big Ten got 3 buys, it would drive the SEC crazy. I mean, insane. They would hate that so much. But
it would make sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I think that'll be then that's probably what we might see, because I think if Ohio State loses, they're not leaving the top 4. If Indiana loses, they might leave the top 4. If Georgia, Texas Tech. They might drop. So. They might drop him to 4, but they might want to take. I don't know. It's possible.
It really is gonna. What happens in both games matter, right? It's what happens in that Georgia game. They all matter. There's only fucking 8 of them, so it's gonna matter. If Texas Tech does their job, they're in the top 4. If all the team, I don't think Ohio State or Indiana are leaving the top 4.
I tend to agree with you on that.
And it would have to be like 56-0. You would have to get fucking stomped out to leave the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Penn State got beat pretty handily last year, and they only dropped 1 spot. So I mean, there's already
it'll be fun.
We've seen it. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, there should be some good games, and we'll find out Sunday night. I mean, that's the good thing is that they basically dropped the bracket Sunday night. So
yeah, and I think we're meeting on Tuesday. We're recording the pod on Tuesday of next week, so it'll be fresh. We'll hit you guys on Wednesday, and we'll get you our thoughts.
Fresh wound. Oh, Goff just got crushed.
Oh boy!
Great,
shocking.
The game's on already.
All right, NBA quick hits. What do we got?
Well, I guess the big news right now is the Giannis injury, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the trade talk was finally ratcheting up with him, and now he's going to be out up to a month with this calf injury. So I don't think that necessarily will stop somebody from trading for him. I mean, assuming that it really isn't an Achilles thing. I mean, they already did an MRI, and they're saying that it's not an Achilles, it's truly a calf. So I imagine that the trade stuff could still happen, but it is weird that these talks, were made public that they are finally interested in traded them, and he had a non-contact injury that's going to have him sit for a couple. It
didn't even look like he got hurt. Like, it was weird, man. Conspiracy theory goes fucking haywire when you see that.
Think it was stress?
Yeah.
He's weird. He's one of the few players though that I give the benefit of the doubt to. I don't think he would fake an injury.
He's not. He's not.
I agree.
He's not taking a dive anyway.
Yeah, he does think that he's going to break LeBron's scoring record. By the way, I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm closer to Giannis's scoring than he is to LeBron. So that's a fun stat funny. For you.
That's funny. Jahmyr Gibbs is a party trick right now. I don't know if you guys are watching this.
I need him to get 2 touchdowns. So
I wanted to take him. It was 4.5 for his catches. I was like, fuck, 5 seems so much, but he's got a bunch. He's
got 2 catches for 65 yards right now.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Love to see it.
Love to see it when you don't bet it.
Angry that I didn't have the longest reception.
I think I did take it. I'm actually looking right now because I think I did.
Probably 16.5, something like that, probably.
Yeah, it was 15.5, I think.
Yeah.
I did not take it.
I did that blind, by the way.
Yeah. Good guess. Good guess.
Well, it's weird, right? He had that huge game 2 weeks ago, and then last week he was kind of muted. So you never know what you're going to get out of him, from week to week. I mean, he's a great player. I'm not saying that, but sometimes they just use Montgomery way too much. He's also a good back. He's just not Gibbs,
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, back to the NBA. We touched on this a couple of weeks ago. OKC is still only has 1 loss. They're 21-1, and again, we did talk about this. Are they going to push for the single season record? And I think the answer is yes.
They're young enough. It makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, look, if they win back-to-back titles and they set the single season wins record, you're talking about, they throw their hat in the ring for the best team of all time, right? So I think, though, like Tyler said, because they're young and they have so many players and they're so deep, I think that's something they're certainly going to push for. Now, again, we're only a quarter way through the season, so there's a long way to go, but they look like they can do it, And
their only loss is a 2-point loss that they were dominating the game, I think.
Yeah,
it was like, they got outscored in the fourth quarter by 7 and lose the game. So
it's plus 520 to break the record or to win 74.
Their losses to Portland, who's on the fringe of not even being a playoff team, which is
right.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, Tyler, the Lions did exactly what we said they couldn't do for the over tonight: is get down inside the 20-yard line, have 3 plays, and now kick a field goal because Goff got sacked.
Yep, that's. I didn't want to tell you, but I do have a golf pick. So as we were talking about a golf pick in the red zone, I was like,
it's probably inevitable.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the exact drive you can't have. 5 minutes, 3 points.
Crazy.
Well,
yeah, Jeff.
Hopefully the MVP Dak Prescott goes down and scores a touchdown right here.
we can put a bow on it. It's definitely in play. They're 21. It's ridiculous, right? And Williams just came back. So once he gets assimilated in, they can rest guys if they want to. They can keep attacking. They can ratchet it up. And I think they just, even if they're picking and choosing their spots on rest, they're so deep.
Yeah.
That, are they only going to lose 5 games? I mean, that's what they're on pace for, right? So
yeah,
that's crazy,
I mean, technically they're on pace to lose 4. So yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
It's crazy. So
yeah. And listen, and if they do get to something crazy, like, I don't know, 35-2, 35-3, like something we haven't seen in a long time. And, if they're beating Houston and beating Denver and beating the Lakers convincingly each time, then that's a scary thought if you're the rest of the league. Because no one in the East is hanging with that.
No. Yeah, no doubt. Denver, since the last time we really talked the NBA, Denver's had a couple of starters get hurt. And you could see it, they've already lost a couple of games they probably would win. So, we'll see what happens with them. Hopefully they get healthy, but those injuries for Gordon and Braun are like 2-month injuries, which are crazy,
Yeah.
So, I mean, luckily they did build a deeper team this year, but those are 2 huge injuries for them. So,
right.
We'll see what happens with them. I mean, and this is only a seeding thing. It's not like they're going to drop out of the playoff race or anything, but you don't want to see them being like a 6 seed. Certainly not if you're the 3 seed, So,
yeah. Well, and you're starting to see the separation in both conferences. I mean, the top 6 in the East, every one of them in the last 10 is either 7-3 or 8-2. Right. So they're starting to win at a 70% clip. And then, the Clippers 5-5, the Hawks 5-5. So the lottery teams, the play-in teams, they're playing 500 ball. That's why they're a play-in team. And then, Milwaukee down 2 or 3 wins in the last 10. So Same things happen on the other side of the bracket. So the season's getting real after 20 plus games. So get to Christmas. That's the big weekend before the All-Star weekend, and we'll go from there.
Yep.
So how about the Thunder? Just looking at this, the Thunder their differential for points is plus 15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So not only are they winning, they're fucking dominating these games, man.
Yeah, Houston has the second best, and they're at 11. So it's a 4-point difference, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an enormous difference.
It's more than the worst team is, and that only has 3 wins. Like the opposite way, they're only minus 14. It's crazy. It'll be fun. Maybe everyone will pay attention if they have the chance to win and break the record. Unlike when the Warriors did it, they just picked the wrong night when Kobe was dropping 60 in his last game.
I mean, that's the thing with OKC though, and this was a case last year too. Is that they just play the defense they play in this era is out of this world, right? Nobody else comes close to matching their defense. So. Again, they're so young and they have so many players, and they just, I've heard people,
coming.
Yeah, I've heard people like refer to them as like just a bunch of pit bulls, and that's basically what they are, So
that's what you want.
I saw a stat the other day because everyone says Shea's a bad MVP or he doesn't have the talent and he's a free throw merchant and all these things. Saw a stat the other day like his free throw attempts are lower than like 15 of the last like 16 guys that won MVPs or something like crazy. Like James Harden, LeBron, all these guys, he averaged less free throws than, and everyone wants to say he's an undeserving, MVP or his game isn't, flashy or whatever. But
yeah,
he knows how to put the ball in the hoop.
He's a great player. He deserved the MVP last year, but he does hunt fouls. I mean,
sure.
He hunts them. More. I mean, Harden was the same way. It's why a lot of people never could stand Harden. He was the same thing. So I think he does do a disservice to himself doing that a little bit. He's hurting his reputation a little bit, but I really don't think he cares.
Again, like when you look at stats, is like if you compare him to other MVPs in the years that they won, like he's got less. So you say that, and it feels that way, but he doesn't. The stats don't back it up.
I know, but it's the way he goes about it.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
LeBron was never hunting for free
he's
throws.
going to the rack. Well, to a certain degree. But I mean, going to the rack and getting fouled, or those guys that are in the paint a little bit more. Yeah. He's just doing it in a very different way for sure.
His game's just different, and it's which is kind of shocking that anybody who has a vote would talk negatively about him not being as competitive or on the same level as the other MVPs, when everybody that's on that voting committee really wants the older style of basketball back, right? Where it's not just jack up 43s.
Yeah.
You could do a little bit of everything. He can get a shot whenever he wants. He's in the paint automatically. He plays defense, so he's an old school player. And I think everybody's just become numb how hard it is to actually score 33 points a game in the NBA. And he does it, and it looks like he's not sweating. It's the same thing with Jokic being,
Luka.
What do you mean? What do you mean the fattest guy on the court averages a double or a triple double a night? And he's not, and he's in shape now. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are mutants and they're doing things at such a high level. I think Shea, well, he's probably not going to win the MVP this year. I don't think he was a bad MVP at all. I thought it was,
No.
Well,
you just hear that
deserved
discourse with people of just like, anybody's favorite player should have won. And I don't disagree. I mean, like, Jokic just could win the MVP the last probably 6 years, and you wouldn't be wrong in thinking that. It just they're not going to do that.
Don't be so sure about him not repeating though. I mean, if they put up never mind the record, if they put up
75 games, one of the teams, one of the guys on that team should win. Their defense should win the MVP then, or something like.
Right.
Like, that's crazy.
Well, but that's the thing too, right? It should be the best player on the best team, right? To a degree. So it'll be interesting if let's say Murray gets hurt and Jokic just again drags them to a 2 seed or something like that. You might have the guys that don't like to do back-to-back regardless of who it is. And all of a sudden it's like, well, he is on the best team. So he had a supporting cast, and this guy, Chet might make all pro and whatever. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, Jokic dragged them. Let's give it to the big guy.
This would be Joker's 4th, right? If he were to win.
Yep.
There would be voters who would be loath to vote for him for a fourth title, So
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, yeah.
Hard not to.
Yeah, I just don't get that though. Like, who gives a fuck? If the guy's good, the guy's good. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
To Jay's point, there's still people out there who don't necessarily think he's great. I mean, there's people out there who truly don't think he's a great player, which just boggles my mind.
Doesn't make much sense to me. Jack tried to throw.
We were texting about it. We were texting about it the other night with a video of the bench going crazy. You don't. If you're on the borderline of I'm a good judge of NBA talent or anything along those lines, and you can tell you what a good player is or not, I'll save you the trouble. When a guy on the opposite team does something and the entire bench reacts in a way that, like, holy fuck, did you just see that? And they come off the bench and they're grabbing each other and everybody's and it's for the other team.
Yeah.
Then the guy who did that is good at basketball.
Yep.
Period.
Well, he does that. It's not a one-off either. That's
right.
That's more the point. Like, it's not
right.
like a rare occurrence that people are like, "This fuck, man, this guy's good."
Yeah,
that are playing against
crazy.
him. It's a competition.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys that talk shit about him as well, but not many.
Right.
Not many in public.
So, all right, UConn won.
Big win. Yeah,
one and covered. In Kansas, never won there before, laying 2.
I mean, they were 0-4 against Kansas in their history. So
yeah.
People, I'm not saying you, but people are making a big deal about, hey, UConn finally beat Kansas. Well, yeah, they only played them 5 times, But
yeah, I was talking about in Kansas. So
I know. But anyway, that's a good win. You and I texted a little bit about it the other day. Arkansas beating Louisville. That's a big win for them.
Yep.
For Calipari. St. John's still struggling a little bit. The top of college basketball this year feels better than it's been the past few years. Would you agree with that?
I would. Michigan State looks like they're for real. Duke's winning at a high clip. You got Gonzaga, Kentucky tonight.
Michigan, UConn. I mean, it does for the first time in a while. It looks like there's 5 or 6 teams that could win the title.
Yeah. And notice we still didn't talk about Purdue, who's number 1.
Yeah, them too. I mean, let's be fair, them too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, no, it's been fun. This ACC SEC week has been really fun. Tyler, Louisville. I don't know if you watched the game, but they had a nice comeback. They made it a game, but they got down early and they couldn't get back in it.
Yeah, I had Louisville spread, and that was fun.
So. You've got to even besides those tournaments, Jay, that you're talking about, like the SEC, ACC tournament or whatever. Whatever they want to call it. It's not a tournament technically, but you've had a lot of like blue blood schools playing each other. Again,
it's been great.
UConn played Kansas. They got Florida coming up on Tuesday again in Madison Square Garden, so that should be fun. Ratings have been great for college basketball. I mean, a lot of people don't pay attention to college basketball until you get to March. You know what I mean? So it's garnered a lot of attention this year, and I as a guy who loves college hoops, I'm glad to see it. Hopefully,
I think it's a perfect storm of events too. Obviously, the tournament hits every year, and that's what everybody's waiting for. And gambling plays a part in it because people had a good time. They start paying attention to school, so they start following just that much more on social media and things along those lines. I think you do have a little bit of college football burnout with all the coaching talk and the money and and while don't feel bad for some of these kids playing basketball, they're making good money too. They're not making football money, and it's actually a little bit more welcome. So I think there's more eyeballs there because I could see a handful of people going, yeah, you know what, fuck Lane, I'm going to watch this tonight instead, Yeah. But I just think the ultimate thing is these matchups, we typically don't see them. We see one or two good ones in a tournament. Now they're all showing up in tournaments. I mean, the other night we had, I think 13 ranked opponent games.
Yeah,
like it was kind of crazy. It was a full slate.
Yeah,
everybody in the top 10 going head to head. It was awesome. And then again, Kentucky Gonzaga tonight, icing on the cake.
I'm looking forward to it.
So
yeah.
still like UConn at 14-1.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, 14-1 seems insane to me.
It's high now. That's the ticket I got in the offseason.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what is it now? It's still like it's 9-1, 10-1. I think it hasn't dropped that much.
Ooh.
So, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 9-1.
8.
Okay. So it dropped again after they beat Kansas. All right. So. That's still a good number though. I mean, if you're somebody out there looking to throw some money on somebody, that's a good bet to make. So.
Yep. All
right. How about
the NFL?
Yeah, NFL. Go ahead. You go first. What do you got?
It wound up being a decent week for me, which was nice. It was a nice change. It was on a little bit of a slide. We'll get into the categories and see how we all fared, but I'll jump ahead a little bit. The Seattle game was, a lesson on why undrafted quarterbacks maybe shouldn't make their first start in hostile territory. That was kind of offensive. Thanksgiving, coming off of that, all the dogs winning. So a lot of teams scratching their head. Chiefs in trouble. I think Houston in the Chiefs this week is a huge game, but as a result of Houston taking care of business in Indianapolis, making that division, Jacksonville looks like they're on top, but those two are right behind them. So I think it's a lot of fun. And then the Pats obliterating the Giants on Monday night, saying they ain't going anywhere, but you play who's in front of you and they take care of business, covering spreads.
Yeah, I wanted to jump on KC this week, but I don't know. That Houston defense scares me. I'm finally buying in to how good they are, and Simmons is out again for the Chiefs, so they're down their left tackle. So, that game worries me for KC. And again, if they lose that game, it's truly over. They're done. So,
yeah.
So it's you guys know I talk about desperation for these good teams. Desperation usually ends up, saving the day. But against that defense, man, it's going to be a struggle for them.
I certainly wouldn't love laying the 3.5. You know what I mean? You could talk me into Mahomes at home and the money line, and if it was flipped as a dog, yeah. But oof.
What's going on in this Dallas game? Is that a real fumble?
No, it was just a bad spike throw.
All right.
I don't know what the hell he was doing. So, all right. Anything else jump out of you last week? Wasn't really any huge upsets?
No. I mean, the Steelers getting their ass handed to them was pretty brutal, but no. Otherwise, no. Not like you said, not a lot of crazy outcomes last week.
Maybe a shout out to the Bears for just shoving it right up Phillies.
We don't know what's going on with the Eagles either, right? I mean,
two backs going over 100 yards.
Yeah.
Offense is bad. Defense has saved them previously in their 8 wins. Their defense has kind of helped them out, and their defense hasn't been there the last couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, 2 years ago, they they had a great start to the year, and then they basically crashed and burned in the second half of the season. And right now they're in danger of doing that again. So we'll see if they could recover this week.
Yeah.
How much money would people have lost if on a before the season bet you said Saquon Barkley will be outrushed by both Chicago Bears running backs?
As a guy who drafted him in fantasy, I wasn't on that train. And I was thinking, if he just, you just got to, even if he has a good year, not as good as, previous years.
He's having an abysmal year.
I don't
he's
know
had
if it's
2 good weeks.
Yeah, it's not really on him. I mean, there's no holes whenever they give him the ball. Yeah,
the offense is just really bad, man. It's and a lot of people have said it's from a X's and O's and schematic standpoint. It's just very basic, and defenses just know what they're running. Like defenses, they run like very not complex offense, so it's easy for those guys to key on it. And if AJ Brown doesn't go off or get behind the defense and Devontae Smith, you gotta hope for a Saquon Barkley fucking 80-yard run. Can't push the whole way there.
Didn't seem to be an issue last year, though. You know what I mean? So what changed?
Different offensive coordinator.
Different offensive line.
No, the coordinator's the same. Isn't the coordinator the same?
No. The coordinator is the head coach in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kellen Moore was their coach, OC, and Pakula or whatever it is now is it's not good.
Yeah.
They've had a couple injuries on the offensive line that aren't helping for sure, to Jay's point, but it has not been pretty, and they will, even though they won a Super Bowl, start calling for the coach's fucking head quickly. They did it last year, and if he didn't win the Super Bowl, he was probably out the door last year.
Oh, sure.
Well, the only reason, so 2 years ago, again, after that collapse, he was close to getting fired, and the only reason he saved his job was he agreed to take the play calling out of his hands. They did have like a true OC, and he wasn't calling plays. Again, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but if they collapse again this year, I agree with you. I don't think he survives.
Yeah. Well, the NFC's, they're not guaranteed to. If Dallas, again, we said it last week, if Dallas wins this game, they get this. They're at 7-5. Now they're only a game back if Philly loses this week. So it gets bad quick for them.
And they beat Philly twice this year already.
Yeah, they got the tiebreaker. So and they wouldn't be guaranteed a spot in the wild card either, because everyone's got fucking 8 or 9 wins in the NFC, it feels like. So
This is a big game tonight. This is a really big game for both teams. Both teams need to win. One team, thought they would be here, but record-wise didn't think they would be here, and the other is still trying to figure out how they don't already have 9 wins. So
yeah. You know what's interesting too? Something from last week, and I said it a few weeks ago, and I kind of in jest almost, but and Jeff's not going to like it. The Bengals are not out of it.
No, I agree with that.
The Bengals are not out of it. They're 2 games back, obviously, but they play the Ravens again, and I think they play the Steelers again. No, they don't play the Steelers.
No, they don't. But
their last 4 games of the season are Ravens, which is obviously will be the biggest game of their year. Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns.
They have to win this week.
Yeah, they got to beat the Browns. They got the Bills this week, which is obviously a huge game. But if they go 5-0, they might make the playoffs.
Yeah, because if they lose this week, they're going to drop another game to the Steelers or Ravens because they play each other this week. Yeah,
that might be a safety.
If you bet the safety, you're happy.
Yeah.
But
plus you bet the over. At least I was going to say a couple points.
I was going to say, hopefully that helps the over. You never know.
Short field position probably coming back the other way. So I'm interested to see if they actually call this a safety, though.
Well, they did on the field, but they might change it. They could always change it.
He was pretty much in the end.
He had the ball.
How the ball is. I don't never know how that works in safeties.
You couldn't see from that angle, Here you go. Oh, that's really close. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not going to overturn it.
Yeah, whatever they call it is going to be the call here. But it'll be interesting to see how that AFC North. Everyone has been talking for years about how competitive it is and strong it is, and it's been competitive in the wrong way this year.
Yeah, it's not
just
good
a bunch of
year.
bad teams just pillow fighting it out.
Well, it's funny because I think I think Ash, you took the Ravens when we were, but again, that was from a betting perspective. But
right.
I think Tyler, you and I actually thought the Bengals were going to win that division this year, and if Burrow didn't get hurt, it looks like they probably would have.
Yeah,
so
they're plus 900 right now.
Yeah.
To win the division. Obviously not. I mean, they got 4 wins. That's crazy to only be plus 900 with 4 wins in week 14.
The defense actually looked good on Sunday. Not even good for the Bengals. They look good.
The Ravens are just they don't.
We'll see how bad the Ravens were.
Yeah, they just don't feel like they got anything this year on offense. None of those teams offensively look good.
No,
all 4 of them are bad.
Yeah, they're all. Well, I mean, since he's good with Burrow,
with Burrow, that's a different story. But
is Higgins playing this week?
I haven't seen an update.
I would imagine that he's still out. I mean, that was a fucking vicious fucking hit.
I'm sure he isn't practicing, so it'll be a game time thing, or you'll get a notice he's out of protocol.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about him practicing. I'll look when we.
It's questionable right now. He did log a full practice Thursday, so yeah, he's probably
okay.
Oh, okay.
He practice, he's gonna play.
Well, not necessarily though. I mean, because you got to go through steps. Like even though he practiced, you got to go through steps before they take you out of the portal.
Really, you can practice but still be in the protocol.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Because that's actually the final step because they want to see they then test you the next day and they want to see how you bounce back. They did overturn that safety, by the way. So
wow, that's kind of shocking.
But now he's on
you need a bad like a blocked kicks touchdown or something.
They're punting. Weird. I thought that was third. I thought they had one more down to go. So anyway, all right. So what? Anything else about this week's games that caught your eye?
No, it's actually. Other than that Chiefs, the Bengals, Bills, and the Chiefs, Texans game, it's really anything of interest. And we'll watch it right now.
Bears, Packers is a good one.
Yeah, Bears, Packers.
It's to figure out who the Bears are in Lambeau.
The Steelers, Ravens used to be must-see TV, but certainly not this year.
It's a big game for their division. It's just those guys are going to win They're not going to win the.
No.
No one there is a threat to win the title. Actually.
Here's a tip for you guys. I have take the over in rushing yards for what's his face?
Lamar or Henry?
No, yeah, Lamar. Take the over in rushing yards for Lamar.
Right.
He's gonna run this week. Yeah.
This
is the first week that he didn't miss any practice days, which means he must be feeling good. And with the Steelers pass rush, he'll have to take off every once in a while. He'll get the over. So take that.
Good tip.
Yep. I like it, Jeff. Need that insider information. Jeff's in the locker rooms. He's talking to people. He gets it.
Well, speaking of good tips, let's get into last week's categories so we can do this week's categories.
All right.
His line, by the way, Jeff, is 25.5. Over. So, for him to rush, let's just say 50 yards. Obviously, that's a fair amount. Plus 425 to rush 50 yards.
Yeah,
I could see 40.
Jeff.
I mean, I could certainly see 40.
50's a lot, but it just takes one.
Yeah. Just takes with him for sure.
Yeah. 40's plus 240.
Yeah,
so still pretty good.
All right. Did Bubba give us his picks?
Yes, I have Bubba's picks this week.
All right, cool. Well, you know what, Tyler? Let's start with you since you had such a nice week.
A lot of green on my screen, fellas. A lot of green on my screen. I haven't bet any of these for some reason, which is just idiotic because I've actually done better here than in real life betting. Which one we want to start with? We want to go with the locks?
Lock, yeah. Let's start with the lock.
All right. I'm going to take a team that was a complete shocker last week. Last week I had the Chargers minus 9.5. They took care of business. I think they played the Raiders. And you just play against the Raiders. Just take that team. I'm going to take a team that had a really bad week, but I think they'll rebound because I do think they have some guys in the locker room that'll scare them straight. McVay's won a Super Bowl. Stafford's won a Super Bowl. Veteran guys in the locker room. I'm going to take the Rams minus 8. It's a big number, and it does scare me a little bit, but they're playing Arizona. Arizona's not good. The Bucs just played them. They're not a good football team. Jacoby Brissett's not. He's going to give you the ball twice. Just from that, I think they'll have a bounce back. I think they'll get back to the lab of okay, guys, we got to focus up here. We just lost the fucking the Panthers last week, and I'm still not sold on the Panthers. So I'm gonna take the Rams minus 8. Is what I saw it on the Hard Rock.
Yep.
And like you said, I mean, rough week for the Rams, but really a rough week for Stafford. So you have to think he bounces back off of it.
Yeah, I don't think he throws 3 picks back to back. And I think their defense will probably get a lashing about, hey, we can't let a team just fucking hand the ball off. And Arizona doesn't have a running back pretty much. So it's just going to be on Jacoby Brissett's arm, throws it 40 times a game. So I think the Rams will be okay because they're not going to get the ball rammed down their throat for 4 quarters.
Yep.
Well, they got thrown on by Bryce Young, too.
Bryce Young hit the 3 best passes he's ever thrown since fucking college against them. And then I'll give you Bubba's as well. He's got the Chargers plus 2.5. Is his lock of the week. Is the Chargers plus 2.5. Don't have his logic or anything like that, but he likes the Chargers to cover.
Last week, the Lions,
Last week he had the Lions, and they obviously lost.
Yeah. I'll jump in.
Go ahead.
Sure. Last week I had Seattle. That came in with flying colors, so pitched a shutout. And the quarterback looked awesome for the Vikings. So he actually got the Seattle game ball, which is kind of rare. He showed up in the locker room. This week I'm going off brand a little bit. I'm actually gonna take the 6.5 with the Bears versus the Packers. I think it's a division game. Both teams have something to play for. Both teams are a little confusing with their win outcomes and how they get there. You kind of scratch your head and go, wait, who's got the best record? The Bears. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hang around. These teams always play tough. Coordinators, now coaches, have been in the division for a while. So I'll take the points. I think it's going to be a field goal game. It's going to be chilly weather, 2 lunch pail teams. So see if they duke it out a little bit. And both quarterbacks are hit and miss. So I'll take the points.
All right. Last week I had the Colts minus 4.5. That didn't work out. Tough loss against Houston. Good game for Houston, but that game was close all the way down to the end. Just didn't work out. This week I'm riding Tyler's logic from last week. I got Denver minus 7.5 playing against the Raiders. So it is a road game for Denver, but it really shouldn't matter. So Denver given 7.5. I don't know. There's not much else to say about that game. I just think
Raiders are just abysmal.
Yeah, and Denver's good. So
yeah. I like it, Jeff. That's sound logic, my friend.
Sometimes the easiest analysis is the best.
Yeah, keep it simple. Yes.
I'll stick. I'll go next, and let's talk about our prop of the week. Again, last week I had Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 touchdown passes. That was another L. I don't think he threw any. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he didn't throw any.
Yeah. Didn't play a full game.
Yeah. Well, it's because he got his nose busted, but he did come back, right? Yeah. I mean, he did come back. But anyway, so this week I got Burrow over 254.5 yards against Buffalo. That was minus 112. So he's gonna have to throw the ball around in that game. Buffalo will score some points, and I feel pretty confident that he'll put up a lot of yards. So we were just talking about. I mean, he's got both receivers back this week. So I don't know how many points they're going to score, but I don't think they'll have trouble moving the ball. So over 254.5 is minus 112.
I was looking at the same thing. Funny enough, I don't know how he didn't think. Wow, he was out. I thought it was a touchdown.
I can't believe it wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, how do you not run that in, buddy?
No bueno.
Right. Well, somebody else is going to score. I hope you didn't have Jameson Williams anytime because that'll hurt you.
Well, I need Gibbs.
I got him.
Well, so hopefully Gibbs gets in here.
That's a touchdown for Gibbs. That was a layup for you there, Jeff.
Oh, nice. You're ahead of me. So okay, nice.
Yeah, ahead of me too.
Yeah, I needed
That's
that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Sorry, fellas.
No worries.
That's all right. It's good fantasy stuff.
Points.
I got them all. I got them all in a parlay. So
very nice.
Let's keep going. All right, my prop of the week is not in this game. I had a player last week from this game. I had Pickens anytime touchdown. Was thwarted, even though the over happened. He had a good surge late, but Lamb got the first, and that was really it for the day. So plus 110, it happens. We're gonna move on. Tyler Warren this week plus 165. Jags are, if you watch the FanDuel, DraftKings fantasy boards, they're, in the bottom half or bottom third, rather, in the 29 to 30 range as far as rankings against the tight end and fantasy purposes. So that usually translates to at least a touchdown or a handful of yards from the tight end. So I will take Tyler Warren plus 165 to score a touchdown.
All right.
All righty. And Bubba is going to take C.J. Stroud to throw a pick, minus 130. I'm sure his logic is C.J. Stroud always throws a pick. So that's Bubba's pick there. Last week he had McManus over 1.5 field goals. It did not hit. I believe he's Green Bay's kicker. So this week he's going with C.J. Stroud to throw a pick, minus 130. All right. I did have Kenneth Walker to score 2 touchdowns against the Atlanta Falcons, which I like because Atlanta's rush defense isn't great. But Kenneth Walker's dealing with, I think, some injuries. He's questionable right now. So looking back on it, I'm going to ride Jeff's here. I'm going to go Lamar, 49.5 rushing yards, plus 425. I'm just going to ride Jeff's pick there, and I'll go with Lamar.
Look at that.
Not my brain, but I'll take the pick.
To be fair, I didn't say he was going to have 50 yards rushing, but I like it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's at those odds, it's hard to hard not
plus
to
425 seems great for that. So if you guys want to start on the next ones for the underdogs, I'll let you know what this will pay out if they all hit, when they all hit.
All right, I'll go first with the underdogs. Last week I had the Packers plus 125. That came in. This week I'm going. It was hard to find an underdog I like this week. So yes, I figured I'd go big, and I'm going to take the Bengals to stay on a roll and have them win in Buffalo at plus 220. So not only do I have Burrow putting up big numbers, but I think they're going to actually steal that game. So Bengals plus 220.
All right. Yeah, I had the same level of difficulty. I like your Bengals pick just because I like the odds better than mine. I actually like the Jets plus 125 at home. I certainly like the 2.5 points. Hope it goes to 3. Have to assume New Jersey / New York weather this time of year. Dolphins coming up, typically do not play well in cold environments, and as decent as they looked over the last 2 games, I still don't think that team is very good. So it could be a close game. Could be a lot of turnovers, and I'll take the Jets plus 125. See if I can get 2 in a row here.
And you had a win last week, right?
I did have a win. I had Houston last week plus 185.
Yeah,
nice. And yeah,
I like betting against quarterbacks that have a broken leg.
Yeah. I don't think Tua's won a game under 45 degrees or 40 degrees or something like that in the NFL. So if you're a Jets fan, you want that temperature to just keep dropping. But Jets probably want to lose games at some point just to get a better draft pick. But that's a great call there, Jay. I was looking at it. I wasn't going to take the same thing as you, though. Bubba is going to ride with a game that if we were still doing the stay away game, you take this one. It's the Titans versus the Browns. When collectively their over-under is less than, like, Joe Burrow's to throw for passing yards, with them 2 combined, you just stay away from this game. It's going to be not fun, not great. But Bubba is riding with the Titans, plus 175. I think they're like 5.5-point dogs. The Browns defense might score 2 touchdowns in this game if you're looking at touchdown bets for defenses. I don't know if the Titans will be able to move the ball too well on that defense. It's been pretty legit this year. So, but Bubba did have Houston last week, the Texans, who did get the W. So he's going with the Titans this week in Cam Ward.
There you go.
And then
crazy.
For me, I'm going the same logic that Jay used last week, which is play against the quarterback with one leg. I don't love the Jags by any stretch of the imagination. But if Daniel Jones can't move, and that's kind of his X factor as a quarterback, is to kind of, if when things do break down, he can get out and kind of do a couple things with his legs better than I would say probably more than half the league when he's healthy. If that's not an option, I just don't. He's not a pocket passer.
It is odd that they're underdogs at home, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know if I was missing something. Now it's not a huge underdog. What are they, 1.5?
Yeah.
So it's not huge, but yeah, I'm with you. Usually they give a couple points to the home team. So to think that game would be, what you're saying, it would be 3.5, 4 if it was the other way.
Yeah, I mean, look, as much as we all kind of shit on the Jags, I mean, they've had a pretty good year. So it is
They're
weird
trending in opposite directions a little bit too. The Colts seem, again with injuries and stuff, they look like they lost Sauce Gardner. I didn't know if they announced if it was Achilles, but
he's definitely out this week.
You start getting a calf injury, that's just what's going to start creeping into your head, is that Achilles. And he did the same thing that all those Achilles guys do, where they look back and look like they got stomped on. So scary there. So I'll take the Jags at home too. Dog at home.
So you went 3-0 last week. Me and Bubba went 1-2, and Jay, you were 2-1, right?
Yes.
Much better week. Much better week, fellas. And and that prop bet parlay with Lamar to run for 50, CJ Stroud pick, Tyler Warren anytime, and Joe Burrow to throw 255 or more. $10 bet pays out $460.
Okay.
Let's go.
So nice little one there.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's do it. All right. Let's jump over to bragging rights. Knock this out.
Yes, sir. We will start. I will start off with Bubba's. Bubba had the Lions money line, Bengals +7, Bucks money line, and Ole Miss money line. I think that's 3 out of 4 there. Bucks won, Ole Miss won, Bengals won outright, but the Lions caught a loss last week.
Yes, sir.
They did.
So
they did. Yeah.
Bubba lost on, I believe, his first leg of that one. So tough one, but 3 or 4.
We're the kings of going 3-1.
3 or 4. Hey, we're Hall of Famers in baseball. You got to look at it a different way. Jeff?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the same thing here. Michigan won, so that covered. I'm trying to think of which one I lost here. It was the Lakers. Did the Clippers?
It's the Sixers. It was the Sixers.
Oh, the Sixers lost. Okay,
they got throttled. Yeah.
Yeah, I went 3-1 here too. Yeah. The over came in again, folks. This was last Tuesday night, so you got last Tuesday. You got to give me a little break. This is a long time ago. So yeah, everything again, same thing for me. Everything hit, but the Sixers. The Sixers got pounded too. By the way, I mean they lost by like 30 points. It wasn't even close. So
yeah, we were on air, and the Magic hit 7 straight threes on you.
Yeah.
So. And Gonzaga basically covered that over by themselves for you.
They did,
114.
Yeah.
So, hey, bounce back this week.
Yeah,
happens.
Well, I we'll see my ticket in a second, but at least I'm trending in the right direction this week. So we'll see.
Right. There you go, Jay. This was yours from last week.
Yeah, a lot of losers here, except for Chase Brown. Other than that, 1-3 was, pre-tryptophan. Bad choices. Bad choices.
Happens.
So that's all I got to say. 1-3 is not much to talk about.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your one this week.
I will jump right in there. I like the Bengals +5.5. I'd love to see them win on the field. I think that'd be good for the league. It just shake things up a little bit, be a little bit of chaos. And I like Chase Brown in that game as well. 64.5. Bills have not been stopping the run very well. And with Burrow back, you can't stack the box, especially if Higgins is back. I think Chase Brown had a killer season last year. The Burrow injury, as much as it hurt Burrow, probably hurt his season as much too. So I think he's going to have a good end of the year if Burrow's going to stay healthy. I like Tulane on the field. That's essentially a playoff game for them. I know it's a championship game, period, but it is a playoff game. If the winner of the conference is probably going to get a spot. Mm-hmm. It's a home game for Tulane, so I bypass the points, juice the odds a little bit of +115, and I use my prop with Tyler Warren at +165. Give me a little over 20-1. 25 is going to pay 534.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Jeff?
All right. This is an all Thursday night football ticket. So I got the Lions -3.5. I actually moved that line a half a point I got some better odds on that. So Lions -3.5. Dak Prescott to throw for at least 270 yards. over 54.5 points. I mean, right now there's only 13. I think we just started the second quarter. So that's not, that's not bad at the moment. And I got Gibbs with 2 touchdowns, and he's already got 1. So, again, we're trending in the right direction. So I'm at least I'm not dead before we wrap this pot up.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So 25 pays 287.
Sweet.
Very nice. And then Bubba's this week, he likes the Cowboys plus 3.5. He likes the over 41.5 in the Bucks Saints game. He also likes the Bengals plus 5.5. He's with you on that one, Jay. And then he's got Kansas City Chiefs money line there. So $25 bet pays out $240. So good luck, fellas. Hopefully we can get a winner. It's been we're in what some would call a drought.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, long time.
In our defense, 4-team parlays are hard.
Exactly.
We're proving it. So
I wonder on the season if where we're at dollars wise, if it's units wise, it's down or up. Would be interesting to know.
The one I won was a pretty nice one, I think. It brought back like 450 or something like that. So I'm probably down for the year, but not by much.
Yeah, that's probably close overall.
I'm up. I mean, I think my 2 wins were close to 900 combined.
Yeah.
So that's 2 what are we 13 games in, so that's 11. So that's only another $250. So I'm definitely up, from that standpoint.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I might be 2 then. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't alter our bet. So it's 11 weeks at 25 and the other 2 are wins. So, my wins were definitely more than 225. So we'll be back next week with the exact stats and the exact dollar figures for our co-hosts. So, it's been rough though. I mean, that hasn't been consistent for us. So, all right. Anything else before we wrap it up?
That's it.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody listening, tuning in at Casual Cast Live, all the socials. Hit us up on the Discord. Send in your picks this weekend. Like I said, we're not going to be live, but we're still active. We'll still be engaged. Hit us up on the Discord with your picks. We'll chat it up with you there. Also, Instagram. We'll give you some real-time feedback on anything that's coming in through there. Check us out on YouTube. Follow the shorts. Follow the podcast. Catch up on live shows, etc. What a library there. Just something you want on a desert island. Just you and our podcast. So with that, with the absence of Bubba, we'll give a shout out to him. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Producer Tyler, Jeff, thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Hi, everyone. This is Jay Ash, one of the hosts of the Casual Cast podcast you are about to listen to discusses gambling and wagering on sporting events. Please be advised the gambling and sports wagering content during this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial or gambling advice. Sports wagering involves significant risk. If you choose to gamble, please do so responsibly and only gamble with funds that you can comfortably afford to lose. All opinions, wagering tickets discussed, or implied wagers on the Casual Cast podcast are not guarantees to result in financial gain. You must be 21 years or older or of legal gambling age in your jurisdiction to participate in sports wagering. Please verify the gambling and sports wagering laws and regulations within your jurisdiction prior to placing bets. Listeners are solely responsible for their own wagering decisions and outcomes. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call or text the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-426-2537. We encourage everyone to engage with sports betting responsibly. The host and the Casual Cast podcast assume no liability for any losses incurred as a result of listening to this content.